So Valve has finally announced their Nintendo Switch-like mobile gaming PC called the Steam Deck, previously known as the Steam Pal. Gotta admit, think they nailed it on this one. Let's get into it. So first, let's get into some specs, and then afterwards we'll discuss how I feel about the device. Valve partnered with AMD on this one, so it has a custom AMD CPU. The CPU is a Zen 2 with 4 cores and 8 threads, which has 2.4 to 3.5 gigahertz. The GPU is an 8 RDNA with 2 compute units. It has 16 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM. It has a 16:10 aspect ratio. It has a 7-inch optically bonded LCD display. So I said it about the Nintendo Switch OLED model, and I'll say it again here about this device as well. I do believe that OLED display should be standard nowadays, but is an LCD display the end of the world? No, not at all. What truly matters is the performance of this device. Moving on, it has Bluetooth 5.0, which supports controllers and accessories and other audio devices. It obviously has Wi-Fi for online play, of course, and it has between 2 to 8 hours of battery life depending on what game you're playing. As for memory, this is where I need to mention that there are 3 different versions of this console being sold. For $399, you can get the 64 gigabyte version. For $529, you can get the 256 gigabyte version. And for $649, you get the 512 gigabyte version. And yes, the Steam Deck does have expandable storage for those of you looking at the cheaper option. The $399 64 gigabyte version is the only version of this device that does not have an SSD internal storage. So if you want faster storage, you have to get the 256 gigabyte option or the 512 gigabyte option. And also, as you saw there, depending on what model you picked, each of those also have various perks as well. The $649 option is the only option that has the premium anti-glare etched glass. A few other notable features about this device is a built-in microphone for online play. You can communicate to people right on the device, which is amazing. You can also dock the Steam Deck with any USB Type-C cable. In addition to that, they will be coming out with a dedicated dock for this console sometime soon. It has not one but 2 touchpads on each side of the device, giving the player more options in terms of gameplay and navigation. And also on the back of the Steam Deck, you will see what I believe is called scuff buttons. Other features worth mentioning with this device is the fact that anything at all you can do on Steam, you can do right here on this device. That's chatting with your friends, that's messaging them, that's downloading games, all of it. Everything you can do on Steam, you can do here. There is no difference, and I gotta say that's amazing. Not only that, but remember, other than it having the form factor of something similar to the Switch, this is a computer. This is a portable computer. So you are able to download and install any third-party software that you would like and operating systems that you would like. You can even put Windows on here. It's a computer. So now that we've gone through pretty much everything we need to know about the device, how do I feel about it? Gotta admit, guys, I'm pretty damn impressed. I'm looking forward to this device coming out. I imagine a lot of people are going to be on this, even though Steam or Valve doesn't have a great track record in terms of their physical consoles. It looks like they nailed it with this one. Not only that, but spec-wise, it looks like they did all of the things we have been begging Nintendo to do for so long, and Nintendo absolutely refuses it. We're just now getting an OLED display over in Nintendo, and this is what I was talking about when when the Nintendo OLED model came out. And one of the things that I said was I would trade the OLED display for better performance. And here we are with the Steam Deck, where yes, we have an LCD display instead of OLED, but performance wise, it's great, leaving me with no complaints. Damn, like on this device, you can download any third-party software or operating system or even emulator, pretty much whatever you want. And over on the Nintendo Switch, we still can't even get fucking Netflix. Like, come on. The Nintendo Switch doesn't even have Bluetooth, come to think of it. So this one I'm not positive about. I just happen to hear this somewhere. But because you can download basically anything on the Steam Deck, I also heard that you can get mods for your games. So who is this device for? And do I think this is a Nintendo Switch competitor? No, I do not think that this is a competitor to the Nintendo Switch. Obviously, it has a Switch-like form factor. They looked at what has been working. But this seems to be more intended for people that may not want a gaming computer or have the money to get like a decent, great gaming PC or laptop, or people like me who I have a very long list of games on Steam, and it would be fun or awesome to carry it around, to carry my games around and play my games anywhere, just like the Nintendo Switch. I do have to add though, even though I said that the Steam Deck isn't a direct competitor to the Nintendo Switch, I come to think of it, I guess it does affect the Nintendo Switch though, because remember, one of the things that we love about the Nintendo Switch isn't just the fact that we get to play Nintendo games. We get a lot of indie games. We have some AAA titles trying to make their way over onto the Nintendo Switch as well. The problem is Nintendo will not let go of that Tegra X1 chip, and not a lot of AAA titles or not a lot of these indie games perform very well on this Switch without a lot of sacrifices that need to be made. So no, I don't think that the Steam Deck is a direct competitor to the Nintendo Switch because of the simple fact that Nintendo games aren't going to make their way onto Steam, so you have to buy the Nintendo Switch in order to pay Nintendo games. But in terms of those games that you have on your Nintendo Switch that aren't Nintendo games, they're third party, they're indie games, they're, you know, some AAA games, it would make more sense to not even purchase them on your Switch at all and to play them on the Steam Deck instead. But I gotta say, if Nintendo's excuse for not getting rid of the Tegra X1 chip and not upgrading is the fact that there is a chip shortage, you can kind of look at Valve over here that was like, okay, so let me partner with AMD and make a custom chip as well. Like I hope Nintendo's paying attention. So for people like me, I would have my Switch in addition to this console, so I can play my Nintendo games in addition to my very long list of indie games and AAA titles as well. And that's another thing that I forgot to mention. One of my concerns back when this device was being called the Steam Pal, when they were just thinking this thing up, and I was looking into it a little bit, my biggest concern was that we weren't going to be able to play all of the games in our Steam list, and instead it was going to be some. But no, the Steam Deck is perfectly capable of running the latest AAA titles, and unlike the Nintendo Switch, it's capable of running them very well. So yeah, this thing is all the things that we wanted the Nintendo Switch to be that Nintendo just refused to do. But you know what, come to think of it, Nintendo did the whole, you know, they perfected the form factor of what a portable device should be, and you know, the whole Switch, the docking system and all that. They pioneered that. It's awesome. Everyone loves it. They did it first. So it was only a matter of time before someone built upon that and made it better. And what it looks like is that it looks like it may be Valve. So again, I pretty much like everything I see about this device. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I can't wait to see how it actually performs in the real world. I believe it comes out in December of this year. And actually, if you go on Steam's page, or you just go on Steam, if you happen to have the app downloaded on your computer, you can pre-order this device. I think like you can pre-order each model for $5. Come to think of it, I really hope we don't have an issue with scalpers with the Steam Deck, because that would really blow. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about the Steam Deck. Is it going to be a device that you pick up, or do you not really care about it so much? Anyway, guys, I love you all. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.